Isn't that a gorgeous picture of her?
Oh, yes.
And Yay and Jay Baba, and her, the rest of her is in this little urn. Welcome, welcome, Jay Baba. Her daughter is here, and she's going to introduce the rest of her family. And her son is here too, Jeff. You may know Jeff. And Lisa, yep. Lisa is going to talk a little, and then her husband Howard is going to show us a beautiful slideshow. Jay Baba, thank you.
Welcome, everybody, and just thank you for coming. It means a lot to our family, and I know it means a lot to my mom. Just all the love in the room and all the love that you guys have shown us. We really appreciate it, and we'll never forget it. So I'm going to read just a little, my version of a eulogy. Good afternoon, and thank you for being here to celebrate our mom, Ann. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa, Ann's daughter and Jeff's sister. Ann has 3 grandchildren, Jackson, Adam, and Lila, who are all here today and whom she loved dearly. Mom's birthplace was Massachusetts on a Monday, July 15th, 1935. She was born to Florence Victoria Josephine and James Corden McAvoy. Ironically, she passed on a Monday as well. She was very consistent. Her birthday, July 15th, is World Youth Skills Day. Mom was an educator for most of her career. The first 20 plus years she spent teaching special education, then eventually landing at the Atlanta Journal and Constitution as their newspaper and education specialist. Teaching was her passion. Mom was a lot of fun. I recently asked one of my mom's longtime friends, who couldn't be here today, what was my mom like? She was from junior high, went to junior high with Mom. I said, do you have any funny stories to share about my mom? And her response was, well, you know your mother was up for anything and always a lot of fun. I'm sure this doesn't surprise any of you to hear that. So Mom moved from the West Coast to Georgia in 1982, and shortly after her retirement from the newspaper, she found her perfect landing spot in North Myrtle Beach in 2000. So we could say she was eccentric. Mom was just that, not the odd or unusual part of the definition, but the whimsical and quirky part. One memory I will never forget is Mom's first trip to India. I told her I would pick her up at the airport when she landed in Atlanta at the end of her trip. A friend came along with me. We were waiting in baggage claim, and he said, well, what does your mom look like? I went to describe her, short brown hair, she's not very tall, and he said, well, that couldn't be your mom, could it? And I said, yes, there she was, practically skipping along with a huge leather floppy hat, a cool scarf around her neck, and a big backpack.
Oh, wow.
I said, yeah, that's my mom. And he said, wow.
Wow.
From that moment on, I knew Mom had found her forever sweet spot, Meher Baba. We have many memories of Mom, which would include all the bedtime stories, goodnight hugs and kisses, and ended the tuck-ins with good night, don't let the bed bugs bite. She was a loving mom and gave Jeff and I all that she had to give. Mom departed this earth under the beauty of a full moon. Baba came to say, come on, let's go. We have a lot to do. And off she went, skipping with her floppy hat, holding Baba's hand. We love you, Mom. See you again soon. So my husband has worked very hard on this lovely video of my mom. Just put it back here?
Okay.
Where do you want it?
You know, that's good.
Anyway.
Okay.
Stand up,
Light?
Howard, so they can say hello to you.
Can we turn the lights off? Can anybody see?
My pot of gold. is what you are. Your mommy's bright and shining star. You're the spirit of Christmas, my star on the tree. You're the Easter bunny to mommy and me. Your sugar, your spice, your everything nice, and your daddy's little girl. You're the end of the rainbow, my pot of gold. Your daddy's little
Sassy.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him two lips like roses and clover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Make him the cutest that I've ever seen. Give him the word that I'm not a rover. Then tell him that his lonesome nights are over. Sandman, I'm so alone. Don't have nobody to call my own. Please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream. Mr. Sandman,
Yes?
bring us a dream. Give him a pair of eyes with a come hither gleam. Give him a lonely heart like Pagliacci, and lots of wavy hair like Liberace. Mr. Sandman, someone to hold, would be so peachy before we're too old. So please turn on your magic beam. Mr. Sandman, bring us, please, 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 Mr. Sandman, bring us a
Next time you're found with your chin on the ground, there's a lot to be learned. So look around.
Just what makes that little old ant think he'll move that rubber tree plant? Anyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant.
But he's got high hopes. He's got high hopes. He's got high apple pie in the sky.
So anytime you're getting low, instead of letting go, just remember that ant. Oops, there goes another rubber tree
Oops,
plant.
there goes another rubber tree plant.
Oops,
There goes another rubber tree plant. When troubles call and your back's to the wall, there's a lot to be learned that one could fall.
Once there was a silly old ram, thought he'd punch a hole in a dam. No one could make that ram scram. He kept butting that dam 'cause he had high
Rose from days gone by. And did I hear you say he was a means you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky? She's 41 and the daddy still calls her baby. All the folks round Brownsville say she's crazy, 'cause she walks downtown with a suitcase in her hand, looking for a mysterious dark-haired man in a younger Then a man who loved the priest stood by her side. He promised her he'd take her for his bride. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And then I hear you say he was meeting you today to take you to his mansion in the sky. Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? And then I hear you say he was meeting you here today to take you to his mansion in the sky.
Fairy tales can come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. For it's hard, you will find, to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes. You can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams. And life gets more exciting with each passing day. And love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part, you have a head start if you are among the very young at heart.
Come away with me in the night. Come away with me and I will write you a song. Come away with me, don't make fuss. Come away where they can't tempt us with their lies. And I wanna walk with you on a cloudy day in fields where the yellow grass grows knee high. So won't you try? Come away with me and we'll kiss on a mountain top. Come away with me and I'll never stop loving you.
I just saw this yesterday or last night, and I just want to read this little quick thing. The kindest people are not born that way, they are made. They are the souls that have experienced much at the hands of life. They are the ones that have dug themselves out of the dark, who have fought to turn every loss into a lesson. The kindest people do not just exist, they choose to soften where experiences have tried to harden them. They choose to believe in goodness because they have seen why compassion is so necessary. They have seen firsthand why tenderness is so important in the world. And that was Anne. Yeah, right? She had so much troubles. Her youth was so difficult for her. And she had challenges all her life, but she turned the lemons into lemonade. Something, I took excerpts. This is what Anne wrote to her dear friends, and I'm reading it to you guys now. Dearest friends, getting ready to go to the next phase of life and actually looking forward to it. I've been gifted with cancer and don't know how much longer I have here on planet Earth in a physical body. The doctor says somewhere around the end of the year, but who knows what God Baba has in mind. It was not the end of the year. I walk with a cane, huff and puff when I move around. I find eating unappealing unless it's junk food. Anne loved her junk food. I find the whole thing makes me laugh. I know I've been through this a million times before. My doc said, I may forget who I am and what's going on, which isn't so bad, is it? When you think of me, Anne, do it with laughter. Please, as an old song goes, sing no sad songs for me. Stand. I know I am in his loving arms and will experience it when I shuffle off this mortal coil. With much love to you all, I know we'll meet again somewhere, sometime. Lots and lots of love to you all, Anne. Mariah, would you like to play now?
Jai Baba. I was thinking that Anne could have been singing this song to Baba, especially the last line. So if you don't get it the first time, we'll sing it twice. You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are the breathless hush of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights the stars, the dearest things I know, Baba, you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. You are the promised kiss of springtime that makes the lonely winter seem long. You are of evening that trembles on the brink of a lovely song. You are the angel glow that lights the stars, the dearest things I know. Mama, you are. Someday my happy arms will hold you, and someday I'll know that moment divine when all the things you are mine. Want to do one? Yeah. So please joining the chorus. This is a place, is Baba's Center, and I know that Anne volunteered for many years at the center, and when deciding what to sing, I said, what do you want to hear, Anne? And she says, I want a song about the center. So here it is. So please join in the chorus. Where the ocean meets the sky, a paradise for you and I, where my hoping comes alive before such beauty. Oh, there's no place I'd rather be than with you under the stars, dancing in your loving arms along the myrtles by the sea, where everything is singing. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Where everyone is singing. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Home, where time's hiding behind the trees and worries vanish in the breeze, where I can give myself to you so completely. Home, no greater place I'd rather be than with you under the stars, resting in infinity along the myrtles by the sea, where everything is singing. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Where everyone is singing. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Home, where the brightest moon on the lake rises and falls in every lover's eye, where the joy in every face I see opens my heart and sets it free. Home, no sweeter place I'd rather be than with you under the stars, savoring eternity along among the myrtles by the sea, where everything is singing. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba, where everyone is singing. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba. Ba 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 ba.
Hey, Baba.
Happy trails, Ann.
Thank you. Oh, leave one chair up there. Yeah. Sorry. I wanted. This is what went back. I want to thank Catherine, who spearheaded the decorations, and Carolyn Ball, and Meg, and everybody else that contributed, and Robin and Judy. We all tried to make this be a wonderful celebration for Anne. I think Anne would have liked me to share this information with you. I took some excerpts from Regrets of the Dying, which was written by an Australian woman, nurse, who spent many years helping patients at the end of their lives. And she recorded and compiled what were their biggest regrets. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I'm not going to read. Anne was a person who definitely lived a life true to herself. She was quite unique, and once she found out about Mayor Baba, she was totally devoted to him. She decorated her home with walls covered with Baba's pictures, barely any empty spots in the house. She surrounded herself with Baba, with figures and art. And to be true to herself, yes, I had said she had a very difficult childhood. And she lived life the way she wanted and planned her death the way she wanted. She told the doctor, I want to go, go, go until I can't. And she went. And then about 10 days before she passed away, she stopped driving. And that was the big step down. And she knew. And then her family came, and she was gone within 5 days. She just went whoosh, like lightning. So God bless her. Fast track. Oh, she told me, she said, Phyllis, I'm going to prepare a place for you when I go. And I said, no, Anna, I'm not ready yet. You go visit with your loved ones, go see your whoever you want to see up there. Don't prepare any places for me. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. Many people suppress their feelings in order to keep peace with others. As a result, they settled for a mediocre existence and never became who they were truly capable of being. Many developed illnesses relating to bitterness and resentment they carried. Anne was outspoken and not afraid to say what was on her mind, whether you wanted to hear it or not. She was a pistol. Okay. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Not her problem. She had some friends from Oregon. They had a women's group out there, and they promised to take care of each other till the end. And they were on calls, I'm not sure if it was every other week or how often, but one was in Hawaii, one was in Germany, one was in Oregon, one was in wherever. And she honored her old friends and her new friends. I was fortunate to play cards with her almost every weekend, in which she shared her life stories, which were always incredibly unique. And I think that she somehow had passed through almost all experiences we can have in life. She just, from body problems of, broken this and that, and experiences with people, and she had an incredible life. I mean, we'd have to be here for a month to go through the whole thing. But what was sweet of Ann in terms of friendship was she would always ask me, "What can I do for you?" And I would say nothing, or I would sometimes I would say, "Oh, I need to do blah, blah." And she said, "Oh, I'll come and help you." And I said, "Ann, honey, you can't do that anymore, remember?" And she'd, "Oh yeah, I forgot, I can't do that." So she was always willing to help and wanting to help. That's her MO. A few weeks before she passed away, I was in the hospital, and she was doing radiation every day. And she would go to her radiation and then stop to visit me at the hospital on the way home. And God bless her. I was amazed that she was able to do that. Now, one day she came in with a tall, handsome stranger, and that she had found because she was lost. And she was smiling with her cane on the arm of this guy. She was very happy. So this is one of the things she brought me while I was in the hospital. This get well flower. I mean, it was just so sweet. She went out of her way, got 88 years old, dying of whatever the heck she had, and she was a love bug. Okay, I said that already. Okay. I wish I had let myself be happier. Many people did not realize until the end that happiness is a choice. They stayed stuck in old patterns and habits, in familiarity. Fear of change had them pretending to others and to themselves that they were content, when deep within they longed to laugh properly and have silliness in their lives. And Ann embraced that. She loved to laugh. Love and laughter was a motto. And silliness. We would play cards and we would end up laughing hysterically, about ready to pee in our pants. Sometimes we did have to run to the bathroom. It's good there was two of them. She was an example of happiness and cheerful, and never tired of saying, "I love you." When she saw people or when she called them, she always said, "I love you." So as I said before, her motto was love and laughter. J. Baba Ann. Thank you. I'm gonna just read a little bit. Ann wrote a big dissertation to us before she left, of things she wanted to know about us, to know about her. So as Lisa said, she was born in 1935 in Worcester, Mass. This is her words, to a Swedish maiden and an Irish leprechaun. She moved to Indiana. Now this is more of her spiritual quest. She moved to Indiana, where she was traumatized, and her mother blamed her for this trauma and told her she was going to go to hell and that God would never forgive her. So how horrible was that? And she had loved Jesus and loved to go to church, and she then became Angry Ann. And Angry Ann went through 3 husbands. When the children were young, this is her, "I needed to afford a home for me and the kids, and I finally bought a log cabin on the side of a mountain outside of Portland with 4.5 acres. It was a perfect place to raise them. I loved it there. I had an orchard of an acre of blueberries. And the kids loved to pick the blueberries, and there was a ton of blueberry bushes, right? And you ate them. Of course you ate them. And one of my meditations, that's where I go to a place like where Ann had, where you guys lived, on the side of a mountain, and beautiful spot. There was a guest teacher at a spiritual class that she was taking, and at some point he told the class that he didn't want to continue there, and if they wanted to continue with him, that they would have to move to Atlanta. So even though she didn't like this guy, all 50 of her, as she calls them, spiritual buds went to Atlanta. So she went with them. A little while later, she was walking down a road with a friend who also came from Oregon, and I told her I wanted to take a spiritual retreat. I wanted to stay in a little cabin in the woods. She said I should go to the Meher Baba Center, even though she had never seen of it, but heard of it from a friend. I called the center and spoke to Jane Haynes, and that was June 1984. She went for a week and stayed 16 days. The first book she read was God Speaks, and halfway through it, she knew her search was over and the real work could begin. She was in love with Meher Baba. My beloved gave me 4 opportunities to go to Mehrabad and Meherazad for a month, and after that, I was no longer able to go to India, he arranged for me to go to Assisi 4 times. So this is Ann. What a man, what a God, what a beloved. My wishes, my dreams all center around him. He is my all in all. Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Thank you. Lisa, would you like to read? One of the long-term friends was, oh, Lisa will tell you all about it.
I'll sit this time. So this is a little story from the woman that was her best friend in junior high that I spoke about in the eulogy. And incidentally, they went to the Social Security office together when they were young, and their Social Security numbers are 1 digit apart. So she lives in Colombia, and she wasn't able to be here today. So she sent this. It's an episode in the lives of 2 teenage girls, Ewing, New Jersey, 1953, by Kathy Orrick. When Ann and I met in 9th grade at junior high, back when my name was Molly Seltzer, we were both friendless and kind of sad. But we immediately connected in Miss Pettit's Shakespeare class, which Ann disliked but I loved. She was more interested in the sciences while it was the arts for me. Over the span of 4 years before graduating from Trenton High School, we became bosom buddies, always together. During the latter part of that time, we had lots of fun. One summer day, we decided to tell each of our parents that we were at the other's house putting up for the night. I was allowed to drive my father's car and had a key. So after darkness set in, we ventured to the parking garage where Daddy kept his gray Buick. During the late hours, we proceeded to drive to the beach to see the sunrise over the ocean in the morning. On the way through the countryside, we stopped at a diner and spent a few hours drinking coffee and eating odds and ends of food. We always had much to talk about. And the time went quickly. Near 3 a.m., we drove the rest of the way to Point Pleasant Beach, where we set up a comfortable encampment on the sand. As we chatted about our latest crushes on the Italian boys who hung out in the back hall of the high school, we discussed their big brothers who were connected to the mafia. We found that rather exciting, and after all, they were handsome. My mother even said, when she met one of my dates, No, my mother even said they were handsome when she met one of my dates. We listened to the waves crashing on the beach, and the time seemed endless. But at last, the first rays of sun appeared, and slowly the beauty of the light on the ocean became breathtaking. We agreed that it was worth the sound of the seagulls. No, we agreed that it was worth the chance that we might be punished to be here in this lovely spot alone with the sound of the seagulls. We had to get back before my dad would go to his car, so we stopped quickly for one last cup of coffee, then continued on our way the final few miles. We deftly parked the car back in the garage. Then came the tough part, walking the streets until it was safe to go home. On the way, a police car stopped us, thinking we had escaped from the state home for delinquent girls. It was an experience. Of course, my father later found out about the missing car, and we were reprimanded, but not severely. We had many such good times together, and I miss her so deeply. I know you all do also, and I'm sorry that I cannot be there to share and hear other stories about my good friend Anne. A truly unique person. Love to all, especially Jeff and Lisa. So that was from Molly. And then I just wanted to take a moment and say thank you to Anne's angels, to Marcia, to Judy, to Phyllis, to Caroline, to Meg. I think I got everybody right. And Robin, yes. For caring for her, for taking her to all the movies, for taking her to her appointments, for being there for her, for listening to her, and just helping her along the way. I didn't have any idea until I came in January the support that she had. And it truly has changed my life. It doesn't just warm my heart, but it changed my life. By seeing you women just come together and love her in every moment of the day. Thank you for everything from the bottom of our hearts. And I hope that before you leave today, you'll go get a memory card for to remember my mom.
If I go.
Oh, they're by the door. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Bobby, you want to play now? Okay.
Well, no, I have the note from Jackie. that-
Oh, you want to
yeah,
read that?
Jackie.
Okay.
Do you want me to read it now?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
go ahead, and then Bobby will sing something,
Thanks, Bobby.
play something.
Okay, is this loud enough?
Yep.
Yeah. This is from friend Jackie in Atlanta, one of the people that all went to Atlanta from Oregon. When Anne still lived in Atlanta, she called me once asking if I could pick her up at the hospital as she had just been released after an emergency appendectomy. She told no one that she was there, so this was the first I had heard of it. This was so typical of Anne. She never complained, and this was not the first time she had been in the hospital without notifying anyone. I often told her she was a warrior, and that made her laugh. Over the years, after she moved to Myrtle Beach to be near the center and became immersed in the Baba community, I visited her there and had the privilege of participating in some of the events at the center. When she came to Atlanta once a year during Christmas time, she stayed with me after visiting with Lisa and Jeff. It was always a delight to be with her and see how her love of Baba had transformed her and made her shine. Over the last few years, when speaking with Anne, she often told me she was ready to be with Baba and had no fear of death. About 10 days before she passed, I spoke with her, and she was still driving and was cheerful with no complaints. Her passing came astonishingly quickly and without any long period of suffering. I'm so thankful that she left this world surrounded by her family and Baba friends. She was so devoted to Baba and trusted in him completely. I feel so grateful to have known Anne. Her friendship has enriched my life. I second that emotion. And this is from Jackie.
Thank you, Judy. So now Bobby's going to do something. Bernstein, come on. Get up, girl.
Oh, there we go. Well, you know, as was mentioned, Anne loved Assisi and St. Francis. And last year I had the opportunity to go on a pilgrimage to Assisi. And so I was inspired to write a song called In the Footsteps of St. Francis. So I thought I would love to share this song with you today in honor of Anne. And some lyrics came through afterwards, so I'll just read the first and the second verses today. In the footsteps of St. Francis, that's where I want to go. Take me with you, Meher, up and down the hills, so my love for you can truly bloom and grow. In the footsteps of St. Francis, that's where I want to be. Take me with you, Meher, with love and faith and joy, serving all the creatures and humanity. And of course, Anne loved animals, and they loved her. So, not that long before the day that Anne passed away, I was at Le Bon French restaurant, little cafe. It was just kind of a quirk that I got there, and I was sitting there, and all of a sudden this vision. This is like really like maybe 5 days before she died, or 7. This vision walked in this beautiful pink, like a mohair, pink and green sweater. It was Anne. She looked so beautiful, and I couldn't believe my luck to see her there. And her friend had brought her out, because I think she wasn't driving at that time, her friend Stephen. So anyway, we had a nice lunch together. Anyway, so I thought of this song because this is a song I wrote called That Extra Mile a few years back. And Anne really, she walked that extra mile with much grace and dignity and love. So I want to share this, and please join in if you feel so moved. I'm gonna walk that extra mile with Baba. Try a little harder for him. I'm gonna walk that extra mile with Baba to carry out his wish and his will. I try to smile when I feel like frowning. Try to laugh when I could be mad. Try to hear what the voice in my heart says. Try to see through the good and the bad. I'm gonna walk that extra mile with Baba and try a little harder for him. I'm gonna walk that extra mile with Baba to carry out his wish and his will. Every moment presents a decision. Will you take this road or that? Going up that highway less traveled, it's right to the Lord's welcome mat. Just one step toward Baba. Steps will do all the rest. I'm gonna walk that extra mile with Baba. Try a little harder for him. I'm gonna walk that extra mile with Baba to carry out his wish and his will. I'm gonna walk that extra mile with Baba. I'm gonna walk that extra mile with Baba. I'm gonna walk that extra mile with Baba. And she sure did, with faith, love, and daring. She sure did.
Now we're going to have some sharing.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So who wants to come up first? Come on, Deb.
Great.
Sharing. Lovers of Anne.
Lovers of Anne, yeah. I met Anne in Atlanta. I was living in Atlanta at the time, and she had moved with her friends from Oregon. And I'm pretty sure we probably met at a Baba meeting. Where else would I have met her? And I was just so much enjoying that song, I Want to Walk That Extra Mile with Baba, because Anne and I used to walk for miles around Atlanta, and she was new to Baba. I wasn't new to Baba, certainly not where we are today after all these years, but we just talked and talked and talked about Baba. We all know how many Baba books that Anne had. And I'm pretty sure she quickly bypassed how many books I had read. And such a questioning mind, such a spirit that just wanted to take in, digest, understand, and live whatever Baba said. And so that was really kind of fun when Bobby sang that song, and I remembered all those hours and hours and hours that we walked the streets of Atlanta. And just because we wanted exercise and stuff like that, and we lived in a city. That song on the slideshow, High Hopes, brings tears to my eyes, because I thought, wow, that's such an epitome of who Anne was in her heart. Like the highest hopes, not only just for everybody, friends and that kind of thing, but her spirit had highest hopes, and she got it. She got Mayor Baba. Yeah. And to watch all those slides, I had so many stories with Anne, but for some reason, I don't think she ever showed me a single picture. You know, living in Oregon, the kids, you know, all that stuff. And I was like, all of a sudden, I was watching the whole story all the stories she had shown me play out in these beautiful pictures. Yeah. And of course, I wished I could have went, who's that? What's that? Who? You know, because most of them I couldn't, of course, put a story to, but some of them I was imagining some of her stories to the pictures. So that was really, really wonderful. And the night Anne died, I was sitting by her side for a while. I knew she was going to go that night, and there really wasn't anything to say. I just felt like we were communing together after so many years, but I did kiss her goodbye and say, you did it, and you did it beautifully. Yes. Really, she did it. So she's missed, of course, but she got her high hope.
Yeah. So Anne and I got to be pretty close. We lived together for about 6 months, a couple of years ago, several years ago. And she, well, I'm skipping around. So one of her friends really wanted to be here and is here in spirit. That's Deborah Hurst. We were at a writing workshop together, and they became good friends, and she's come to the center. She lives in Rhode Island, but she's been here a number of times, and we had a lot of fun together. They had a really nice relationship and rapport. But then when Anne was told Anne had the best doctors and people helping her. It was like some kind of miracle. I mean, I don't think that happens for everybody, but it was just really sweet. And when her doctor, Ali, who they just loved each other, told her to basically go have fun, that there was no real treatment for the rare form of lymphoma that she had. We did. We we all did, but we went to a bunch of movies together and had a lot of fun together. And I think people had different experiences with Anne, all kinds of different ones. And these are just a couple things that came to my mind. Memorable was Anne when she got a cartoon or a joke and exploded into spontaneous, heartfelt laughter. Memorable was Anne when she realized she may have caused hurt feelings and immediately and sincerely apologized and did her best to heal the wound. Memorable was Anne when she so generously offered gifts of treasures and of herself in word and deed. She always showed up when friends were in need. Memorable was Anne when discussing ideas and feelings inspired by shared books, movies, and excursions. Memorable was Anne when and how she expressed her friendships and her love, including her love of nature and animals. Memorable was Anne for the open-hearted gratitude and appreciation she expressed for loving kindnesses she received from doctors, caregivers, family, and friends. Most memorable was Anne in her way of loving her beloved with total, unwavering focus, trust, and faith. Every concerning conversation ended with the declaration, "It is all in Baba's hands." I will always remember you, Anne, with admiration and most of all love. You are surely in his loving hands, always. Jai Baba.
David Silverman wants to share. Shall I call him now? Mm-hmm. All right, let's call David.
Jai Baba.
Go ahead.
Yeah. How was that?
Good. Can
What?
everybody hear him?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Jai Baba, everybody.
Jai Baba.
From Chicago. I'm there in spirit, even if not physically. Well, this is a sad occasion in one way, but I'm also happy to share about Anne. I wrote up something last night, so I'm just going to read it out here. Anne and I have known each other for many years. I think we met in India over a game of Scrabble at the Pilgrim Center in 1975 or 82. We both later moved to Myrtle Beach and wound up living just a few doors down from each other. Anne has always been a good neighbor to me. We checked on each other's homes and took care of each other's plants when out of town, drove each other to doctor's appointments, and walked around the block and sat in each other's homes and talked about beloved Baba. She made soup for me when I was sick and would always remember to send me beautiful cards. When my mom died, she drove me to the airport the next day so I could fly to Chicago to be with my family. Sometimes I took her dog for walks when she couldn't do so and fed her birds when she was away. She loved animals, and I'll never forget the day I walked into her living room and saw her cat and dog and bird all playing together. The bird, I think, was sitting on the dog's back, and the cat was nearby. It symbolizes the idea of universal love and tolerance among creatures who might otherwise be natural enemies. If only we humans could learn to do this too. This unstinting love for her animals, whom she always named for some spiritual figure like Zorro for Zoroaster or Padre for one of Baba's Mandali, was part of a general love she had for everyone in the Baba community, which in turn was an expression of her unwavering, all-encompassing love for Meher Baba. As is the case for so many of us in our Baba community, here and around the world, Baba was her whole life, expressed in every aspect of action, thought, and feeling. This is not to say that she didn't have her faults, including sometimes an overly quick temper, which she apologized to me about numerous times. Her action caused by something foolish I kept doing in an insensitive way without realizing it. And of course, I was used to it and would forgive her each time and say it was all Baba. I know she was trying to teach me to listen quietly to others, giving each person in a conversation an equal chance to speak, instead of me running off at the mouth way past the time that the other person was interested. I hope I have made some progress in this regard due to her efforts. I remember she was especially sensitive about her powerlessness over the computer and other electronic devices and their crazy problems. And it was always a challenge for me to come over and try to help her, which I always did with eagerness, but also a little bit of trepidation. Through me, or maybe in spite of my help, Baba solved a lot of her computer problems. I think she realized that she wasn't perfect, and like all of us, made mistakes in life. And in recent years, she encouraged me to explore the Hawaiian prayer for forgiveness called Ho'oponopono, I think, which translates to, quote, to make things right, or to bring things into balance. The prayer is simple and powerful. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Another thing about Anne was that she was extremely practical. In fact, she had more practicality in her little finger than I have in my whole body. I was always impressed by that. I'll just finish by saying that towards the end of her life, even before the onset of her final illness, she was eager and ready to go to Baba when he called her. I told her, don't be too eager, because I and her loved ones were not ready to let her go. As you know, she was totally surrounded by Baba pictures and paintings and other Baba items in her home. To visit with her was like visiting a Baba museum, a museum alive with her love for Baba. After she passed, I found myself envying a bit where she was now, thinking that if her physical home was like a Baba heaven, even in this world, how much more wonderful the heaven where she is now. Jai Baba, and goodbye, my friend, till we meet again.
Jai Baba. Thank you, David.
Soon, I hope.
Okay, see you soon. We'll miss you. Bye.
All right, Jai Baba. Bye-bye.
I was going to say something. Who's getting ready to come and share? Carolyn, come on, baby.
Isn't Phyllis doing a great job?
Oh, thank you. My honor.
So, I've been here about 20 years, and I had run into Anne over and over a few times, and one time I went into Baba's house, and I had just had eye surgery where the doctor had completely screwed up my eyes, and they didn't close anymore. And so I was going to go up to Duke. I had an appointment up in Duke to have more surgery to get my eyes to work better. But I didn't have anybody take me. And I went into Baba's house and I just said, Baba, I don't know how I'm going to do this. And I came out and somebody saying, oh, when are you going to Duke? And I said, well, I'm supposed to go next week, but I don't have anybody take me. And Anne is sitting there. And I don't really know her that well, kind of, to speak to. But she goes, I'll take you, Carolyn. And I was like, wow, this is somebody I don't really even know very well, and she's just jumping in there to take me to a several day surgery. And she actually did that twice, and both of those times she volunteered from Baba's porch. So right away I started to get the idea that Baba works through many of us, but he was really good at working through Anne. And as it came towards the end of her life, it was quite remarkable because there was this little group of people that Lisa mentioned that were friends. We played cards together. We did things together, and Anne needed different kinds of care at different times. And so, but what was so remarkable, and over again, you could see somebody was there for this piece, and then somebody else stepped up for this piece, and somebody else stepped up for and to go to the doctor and to make some decisions and to laugh and play. You have to look at the pictures of Anne. If you haven't seen them, Anne and Phyllis over there laughing and playing together. They're wonderful. But I really understood also that Baba must have really loved Anne, because he kept sending the troops in wherever they needed. Over a month or two, it was just this constant somebody stepping up and the next person stepping up. And it just made me know how much of a great person on so many levels that Anne was. And I was thinking about it. I was thinking about how you'd see her and she'd go, "Hi, Carolyn," like I was a long lost friend that she hadn't seen in months. And she just exuded that love and that caring and that enthusiasm. And at the end of our time, whenever we play cards together or go do something, she would always go around and say, "I love you," to each person. Hug them and say, "I love you. I love you, Carolyn. I love you, Bobby. I love you, Phyllis. I love you, Judy. I love you, other Judy." And she would just always exude this love. And I realized when we first started hanging out together, we didn't all do that. Just Anne did that. But by the end, everybody's, "I love you, I love you, I love you." And what a gift from Anne, and how much Baba would come through her over and over again with all that love. So, Jai Baba. Yay, Anne. And yay, Baba.
Let me say one quick thing while the next person is getting brave. I want to thank Howard and Lisa and their family for this beautiful party enabling us to be here. Jai Baba. Thank you. And Jeff,
Yes.
her son. Yes, Jeff lives in North Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
And is available for handyman work at some point in the near future if anybody needs his number. Carol and I have his number. Who would like to share? Anne was one of the best friends I've ever had. She was always there for me. We talked almost every day. "I love you, I love you." And it was a reflective love. It just was like Baba's love bouncing back and forth, becoming greater than we ever could imagine. So she was full of love, and Baba did love her. And she had a fun this morning when all kinds of problems arose. Will we get the food in? Will this happen? Robin's car broke down. She was laughing her head off. So, anyone want to share some story, some love, some little tidbit? Pam? Little tidbits are good. You can just do it right there, sweetheart.
Oh, okay.
You don't have
All
to
right.
get it.
All right. Okay, everybody. I haven't seen much of Ian over the last few years, but I wanted to come because I have some terrific memories of when I first came to Myrtle Beach, and some wonderful people were very nice to me. One of them was Robin, and Anne was too. My husband had passed away, and I came down 9 months later, still really grieving, and was very nice to me, and what we had in common is, well, I'm not that yet, but anyways, I really appreciated it, and it touched my heart, and it seemed like she seemed to represent what the Meher Baba Center was all about. Later on, after I'd been here a while, I made tea a lot, and I really enjoyed that job, and I made it back in the old days when we were allowed to use Dilruba, and it was in the kitchen, and it was on Sundays, and she was always so nice to talk to me when I was there, to offer help, is there anything I can do? And then afterwards to thank me, say, oh, thank you so much. You were so great to do this. We really appreciate it, and it's such a good thing for the community. And those are the memories I had when I thought about coming today. And I'm very glad to be here. It's touched my heart as she touched my heart. And yeah, it was a very, very powerful experience back then, and I'll always be thankful for it and grateful. Jai Baba.
If you noticed, there's a picture that's coming up where Anne is sitting on a green leather couch with two dogs. One is her Padre and one is my Coco. And now I'm sitting on the couch with the Coco and the Padre. So if you want to see Padre, he's living with me. And he's getting along great with my dog.
Jai Baba.
Can I just share one story, a quick one?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Thank you.
I first met Anne in India, in Mehrabad, and we were roommates. I think it was sometimes in 1990s or so with my mother. So that was the first time I met her actually in Mehrabad, probably at Pilgrim Center. Was that Pilgrim? What was the name of it? MPC. Yes, MPC, okay. And so I remember we used to get ready in the morning and go for the artists together and go to Mehrazad and so forth. And my mom and I, we live in Los Angeles, and at that time I didn't know where she was living at the time, but we were quite far away. So many years later, when I came here to Myrtle Beach to reside, then, got to know her back again and hug and kisses and all that you live here. We were so happy. And she was a very good friend of my mom, of course. And then she brought me some photos, very special photos of that time in India that I even have forgotten about it. So it was very kind of her that she kept our photos for so many years, and then she have gifted it to us to have it. So very much thankful for that. Thank you, and Jai Baba.
Anne was always very supportive of me playing music, so I thought I'd sing a song. Something like that. Can you hear my voice if I do that? Okay. Yeah, so
Hold on to me. I will always be here. Hold on to me. I will always help you. Hold on to me. Hold
closer than your breath. I am the deepest love you've ever felt. Hold on to me. I will always hold you. Hold on to me. I will always love you. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. The space between your words, infinite patience. I am the love that is your core. Hold on to me. I will always see you. Hold on to me. I will always hear you. Hold on to me. Hold on to me. I am love, pure love. You are love.
Happy trails to you and Jai Baba.
Anybody else want to share? Little Big. Going once, going twice. Kathy Riley. Did she go out? Kathy Riley is going to sing if she's still here. I don't see her. Okay, Kathy's going to sing, and then we're going to have cake. So don't leave. We got lots of cake because Anne loved chocolate cake, but not everybody loves chocolate cake. So there's a chocolate cake and a vanilla cake. And what is it? One says in his arms, and the other one says happy trails, and they're beautiful decorations with rainbows and flowers for Anne.
I felt with Anne was the Irish connection Tom and Anne had. They were so crazy about their Irish roots. And so what I'd love to do is share Danny Boy a la Baba version, which of course is often sung at funerals in Irish communities. And I'm sure Anne is cavorting with St. Patrick and Brendan and Columkill and Bridget, having a grand old time.
I'm interrupting a second because Kathy was able to come several times to visit to Anne when she was on her way out. She sang and she played music and Anne loved it. And Bobby Bernstein also was able to come a few times to play music and sing to Anne. And I know she loved it. And I'm so happy that so many people came to say goodbye to her. So here's Kathy.
Oh, that's great. You know that actually such a strong, wonderful memory is the day before she passed, a number of us were at the house singing for hours, and she was singing and, you know, remembering all the words and singing along, and the very next day she floated off into her beloved's arms. But I had so much fun singing with Anne and with the group that was gathered there. If you know the words, feel free to join in. This is for you, Anne. The dawnlight breaks against my grief of stubborn days. The world awakes, each thing to sing your praise. And I alone stir not as though it still were night. As a dull stone, though sunshine gives no light. Meher, all things reflect your face so fair. In each that sings, you of yourself are aware. But though I see your winning beauty everywhere, unless you give me love, what is all this to me? The dawnlight sings from the wells of lovers' eyes, and gladness springs in wild new melodies. And I alone remain unmoved by all around, as a dull stone, though struck, gives out no sound. Meher, meher, all forms your lovely image bear, and all voices your perfect truth declare. But though I see your winning beauty everywhere, unless you give me love, what is all this to me? The dawnlight blooms within each heart, and nightingales their songs resume, which tell love's sweet, sad tales. And I alone, hidden in darkest night, remain as a dull stone, though broken, knows no pain. Meher, meher, all things reflect your beauty rare. In every sweet song, you alone are there. But though I see your winning beauty everywhere, unless you give me love, what is all this to me? Unless you give me love, what is all this to me? Love you, Anne.
Oh, happy trails.
Happy trails. Oh, yeah. Happy trails to you until we meet again. Happy trails to you. Keep smiling until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a happy song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again. Anybody have some horse's hooves? Some trails are happy ones, others are blue. It's the way you ride the trail that counts. Here's a happy trail to you. Happy trail. It's too hard to clap and, click at the same beat again. Happy trails to you. Green smile until then. Who cares about the clouds when we're together? Just sing a happy song and bring the sunny weather. Happy trails to you till we meet again.
Hey, Baba. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Kathy. That was great. Now we're going to have some cake. And so it's back there and eat it up. Oh, Howard's going to talk. Excuse me. And thank you, everybody that contributed, including you, Howard. You did a great video.
Well, let's not thank me just yet because I haven't said one about this yet. I kid. So, I hadn't planned to speak. I had known Ann for probably 15 years, since Lisa and I met, and I had the good fortune of meeting that beautiful woman right there and becoming part of the family. Ann and I had, I experienced some of Ann's anger over the years and was Lisa's protector. Good times and bad, I'm not trying to disparage in any way. But as I sit here today, and certainly in the couple of days leading up to her passing, to be able to experience her community and to be able to hear what Ann had become, and talk about redemption, talk about, my search is over, somebody mentioned, and she found it. She found it with Baba. She found peace in her heart, which is what I think we all seek, right? And so here are all these various peoples from all these places all over the country and the world who've come here in search of, whether physically or otherwise. And Ann was able to find that. And if I think about the couple of days leading up to her passing, it was like Grand Central Station in her house. In and out, people, all kinds of different people, singing, praying, laughter. I wish that for all of us. I wish that for my wife and my children. I wish that for me, and she got that, right? And so, despite whatever disagreements or miscommunications she and I may have had over the years, her search, she explored, she found it, and was able to now open herself up and express her love and really share who she was with all of you. And clearly that meant something for you to come back and reward her with your presence and your community and your love in certainly a very, very important time for Lisa and I and Jackson and the kids, although the kids weren't here. So.
And she loved you.
And she loved me, apparently. No, and I'm not trying to paint a picture, but as we know, she was strong-willed, and I can be too. And so that didn't always make for a good Christmas dinner. But again, these are not, I'm not telling tales of woe, I'm simply saying the mother-in-law. Come on. So, again, I wanted to just share that my observation is, and what I think is becoming true for me, is that the most important currency for me is the relationship that I have with God, the relationship that I have with my family, with my mother, who thankfully is still alive. And that's it. The rest of it is day-to-day noise and bills and silliness. And so thank you all for sharing. Thank you all for holding her up. Thank you all for sending her off in such a grand fashion that is difficult to consider. There's so many people who don't have 3 friends, let alone 50. Or, and having these celebrations and being so kind and sharing these beautiful stories, all of which have the same theme. is that she was full of joy and full of love and full of life right up to the moment she left us. So thanks again to everyone for the 2 days prior to her passing, for everything, for being here, for being part of her life, for helping us with this celebration today. Certainly Phyllis and the angels and everyone who has touched this. We certainly, well, if I can speak for me, this has really helped with closure. We know that this is a proper send-off for her, and we love you all and thank you, and let's have some.
Thank you, Howard.